You want to start talking about nuts right now? That a good segue for
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Well, first off, let's talk about the bounties. I guess it's pretty cool. So it
How do you
started
go
out
from
with.
nuts
Do
to
you want to talk?
bounties?
Well, it's at the top of the rivals list, but we can go back to it. All right, we'll talk about nuts first then. So NASCAR, as they continue to develop their car, has gone to the 2021 announcement that is going to be one single lug nut in the center of these wheels with new wheels, opposed to the 5 traditional one we've had for 70 years. And Adam, social media went crazy yesterday over this one announcement, and I was kind of shocked by how crazy everybody thought it was with all the developments we've had. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a great idea. That's it. It's a
I
great
did too.
idea. It makes total sense. It simplifies pit stops. The days of being impressed with a crew dancing around a race car are over. Now it's down to who pits for 2 tires, who pits for 4 tires. It's just there's just not everyone got so good at it that it's just not a part of the gimmick anymore. The way they do these pit stops. So with one nut, you're going to know damn well if it's loose or if it's tight, and you're not going to let the car out if it's got lug nuts loose. So I mean, I think it's going to look good. Um, but otherwise, like? Why are people up in arms about this? I
I'm
say go to
shocked.
Air Jacks. Go to Air Jacks like an Indy car. Pull in, engage the hose, lift the car. There's no jackman running around. Clint, a crew member is going to get like it's a miracle. It's a stupid miracle that no crew member has been killed in a long time. It's going to happen, and then people are going to say, "Oh, we couldn't imagine this happening. Racing is such a safe sport." Pit road speed limit. What's the fastest pit road speed limit? Would it be?
I think it's
Let's say
55.
it's 55 miles an hour. So imagine driving down the freeway while 7 people dance around 40 cars. And you're driving by them at 55 miles per hour. So, I mean, people have to look at it's all fun and games until it's not.
I don't disagree with your logic, and I think for a long time we've been looking at the safety of the sport, and almost becomes an afterthought because we haven't had a major incident that we've had that broke a lot of news, but the Ryan Newman deal makes us all kind of be like, whoa, this is a wake up call. We are doing a dangerous thing here, and I think that certainly brought it back into it. But to combat your argument, though, you're still gonna have guys dance around the cars with one nut instead of 5. I think it
Yeah.
takes away the loose lug nut deal, like you mentioned off in the first part of your monologue there, and I think that's probably the best case I can see for, because even when we're sitting at Daytona, Christine asked me, like, after the race, why do they all got to stop at the yellow line and what are they looking for? They're looking to make sure they got all their lug nuts on tight, and $10,000 fines if they're loose. And I was watching the Dale Jr. download the other day, and one thing that he was saying is, he was arguing to get rid of the yellow line, and he's just let the drivers go at it. Like you're so worried we're going to crash because we're crashing anyways. He's like, just let the drivers police themselves, take the judgment calls out of it, and if some driver wails down there and makes a stupid move, he's going to have to face everybody at the next drivers meeting, and he'll hear about it, and it'll police itself. But sometimes you do have to keep the monkeys from themselves too.
I mean, I think people cling to things that they remember that they really loved about racing. If you remember watching race cars come onto pit road when there was no pit road speed limit, my God, that was insane. Like, it was insane, the things that happened.
Can you put up the picture, Spencer? Maybe I didn't send it over in the best format, but see if you can screenshot that, just so if the fans maybe aren't up to, or the viewers aren't up to speed on what we're talking about, just the different look of the wheel and the lug nuts and that. So if you get that up in a second. But yeah, Adam, I think so there's the new wheel. I mean, we talked about this at lunch today with Alex and Anthony at lunch, and we were thinking about, like, sprint cars use them. They've been using Indy cars. They've been used, and people are saying, oh, they're not going to be safe at those speeds. I mean, yeah, they will be. We see them all the time, right?
Yeah, you see it a lot, and it is change, and people don't like change, but I mean, sometimes you got to get used to it.
I'm not in for the air jacks. I mean, that's the other thing. It's the human element, right? So there is still the possibility of you messing up with those 5 lugs. There's still a possibility of messing up with the jack. I mean, look at look what happened to Ryan Newman. Or, sorry, not Ryan Newman, Truex this week. You know, he's having a great race, rolling awesome, rolls in, tire changer has a problem with the gun, took him out of the race. Well, these lug nuts aren't going to change that one way or the other, but it still is that element that it's a team sport, right?
Ish.
Team sport-ish? That'd be a good debate. We could probably fight that for an hour because
who operates
their
computer? Who operates their computer better than the next? So now you're talking apples and oranges. It's
what, team sport ish?
Yeah,
racing's a team
well-paid
sport.
teams. People that I just it's a team sport, but see, you've got pit roads and pit stops, and like it's all changed so much. We focus. You don't see the forest through the trees sometimes. It's a team sport.
I was talking about racing in general. You were talking about NASCAR specifically, so that's where we got off track there.
Definitely a team sport. There's just such a gap now between the way things work at the highest levels and how those teams are structured and how they're almost corporations anymore. It's hard to relate. It's hard to look at it the same way as we look at our Friday night program and the teams that come out there.